Prime Minister and Council of Ministers, Articles 74 to 75. The Prime Minister and the Council of Ministers form the real executive authority in India. Though executive power is formally vested in the President, it is actually exercised by the Prime Minister along with the Council of Ministers. Together, they constitute the core of the Union Executive and are responsible for day-to-day governance of the country. Position of the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister of India is the real executive head of the Indian state and the most powerful authority in the parliamentary system. Though the President is the constitutional head, the actual administration of the country is carried on by the Prime Minister with the help of the Council of Ministers. The office of the Prime Minister is recognized under Articles 74 and 75 of the Constitution of India. The Prime Minister is appointed by the President and is usually the leader of the majority party in the Lok Sabha. She acts as the link between the President and the Council of Ministers. Thus, the Prime Minister plays a central role in policymaking, administration, and governance, making the office the keystone of the Union Executive in India. The Prime Minister of India is the head of the government and the leader of the Union Executive. She occupies the most powerful position in the Indian political system. The Prime Minister is appointed by the President, is usually the leader of the majority party in the Lok Sabha, acts as the link between the President and the Council of Ministers. Real head of the Union Executive. The Prime Minister of India is regarded as the real head of the Union Executive. Although the President is the constitutional head and all executive powers are formally vested in him/her, in actual practice these powers are exercised by the Prime Minister and the Council of Ministers. India follows a parliamentary system of government, where the executive is drawn from and is responsible to the Lok Sabha. The Prime Minister leads the Council of Ministers, controls policymaking, administration, and governance, and directs the functioning of all ministries. Thus, while the President reigns, the Prime Minister rules, making the Prime Minister the real executive authority and the driving force of the Union Executive. Leader of the Council of Ministers. The Prime Minister of India is the leader of the Council of Ministers and occupies a central position in its formation and functioning. The Council of Ministers works under the guidance, leadership, and control of the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister selects the ministers, allocates their portfolios, and can advise the President to appoint or remove ministers. She presides over cabinet meetings, decides the agenda, and ensures unity and coordination among various ministries. Without the Prime Minister, the Council of Ministers cannot function effectively, and if the Prime Minister resigns, the entire Council of Ministers must also resign. Hence, the Prime Minister is rightly described as the keystone of the cabinet, making him/her the true leader of the Council of Ministers. Link between the President and Council of Ministers. The Prime Minister of India acts as the principal link between the President and the Council of Ministers. All decisions taken by the Council of Ministers are communicated to the President through the Prime Minister. Under Article 78 of the Constitution, it is the duty of the Prime Minister to inform the President about the administration of Union affairs, communicate decisions of the Council of Ministers, furnish any information relating to government affairs when required by the President. Through this role, the Prime Minister ensures smooth coordination, constitutional functioning, and effective communication between the ceremonial head, President, and the real executive, Council of Ministers. Leader of the Parliament. The Prime Minister of India is the leader of the Parliament, especially of the Lok Sabha. Being the leader of the majority party, the Prime Minister plays a decisive role in the functioning of Parliament. The Prime Minister guides legislative business of the government, leads debates on important national issues, ensures passage of government bills and policies, represents the views of the government inside Parliament. Through this role, the Prime Minister connects the executive with the legislature and ensures democratic accountability, making him/her the most influential parliamentary leader in India. Key role in policymaking. The Prime Minister of India plays a decisive role in policymaking at the national level. All major domestic and foreign policies of the government are framed under the leadership and guidance of the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister sets the policy agenda of the government, guides the cabinet in taking important decisions, coordinates policies of different ministries to ensure uniformity and clarity, takes the final call on national priorities such as economy, defense, welfare, and foreign relations. Although policies are formally approved by the Council of Ministers, they largely reflect the vision and direction of the Prime Minister. Hence, the Prime Minister is the chief architect of government policy and the driving force behind governance in India. National and international leader. The Prime Minister of India acts as both a national leader and an international representative of the country. At the national level, the Prime Minister provides leadership, direction, and vision to the government, unites the nation on important issues, and guides policy during peace as well as crisis situations. At the international level, the Prime Minister represents India in global forums, international conferences, and bilateral or multilateral meetings. She plays a key role in shaping foreign policy, strengthening diplomatic relations, and protecting India's national interests on the world stage. Thus, as a national and international leader, the Prime Minister enhances India's prestige, influence, and leadership, making the office central to both domestic governance and global engagement. Judicial view. The judiciary has clearly recognized the central position of the Prime Minister in the Indian parliamentary system. The Supreme Court of India has, through various judgments, clarified that although executive power is formally vested in the President, the real executive authority lies with the Prime Minister and the Council of Ministers. In Shamsher Singh v. State of Punjab, 1974, the Supreme Court held that the President and governors must act on the aid and advice of the Council of Ministers, headed by the Prime Minister, in the normal course of administration. This judgment firmly established the Prime Minister as the real head of the Union executive. The court has also described the Prime Minister as the keystone of the cabinet arch, emphasizing that the stability and effectiveness of the government depend largely on the Prime Minister's leadership. The judicial view strengthens the constitutional position of the Prime Minister by confirming that actual governing power rests with the Prime Minister, while the President functions as a constitutional head, thereby reinforcing India's parliamentary democracy.